You look like the rabbit off of Frosty the Snowman.
You can frost this snowman.
We're live.
Who brought this scrambled rabbit?
Iron Palace Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Iron Palace Podcast, where we turn lifting into a lifestyle and listening into a full body workout.
Nice. I guess that's why we're the most anabolic podcast.
It is.
Because it's a
What
workout.
does anabolic mean?
Hey.
That's actually it's funny you should mention that because we do have a new segment today, but that wasn't the word. But what do you think anabolic means?
I don't know, man. I don't vote.
I don't think it has anything to do with voting.
No, I have no idea then. I'm embarrassed.
Hey.
I'm over it.
Oh, man.
Well, I looked up the definition of anabolic. I got to tell you, it's a weird definition. Marked by or promoting metabolic activity concerned with the biosynthesis of complex molecules such as proteins or nucleic acids relating to, characterized by, or stimulating anabolism.
We should have a resolution for the new year. We should not read stuff live on air for the first time.
So we should practice it first.
I'm going to have a New Year's resolution to find 2 new co-hosts.
That's cool, dog. I was just I'd spaced out. I didn't even know you did. You read something? I was just trying to think about how we could better our product.
Anyways.
Have we started?
Yep, we're live.
Oh, that's on me. I'm embarrassed. Sorry.
Is it too early to quit?
I mean, we have, 2.5 minutes of content. We're good.
That's long enough.
I've said 2.5 long enough plenty of times.
Hey.
I want to know why the nose on your rabbit filter is on your lip.
I've got a cleft palate for a rabbit. I don't know, man.
There's quality content watching Dave.
Yeah. Maybe we should talk about something.
Yeah, please, for the love of God, let's talk about something. Before we sat down here, I thought, man, I've actually got stuff we could talk about today. And I know you'd brought up stuff we can talk about. I was like, this might be a good episode. And then we got over here and immediately derailed.
Yeah, well,
I do like, though, that you're still only using half the step stool.
Yeah. That's,
Solidarity.
yeah, solidarity.
Well, who said that?
It's me, silly. I'm
Oh,
silly.
got me.
No, yeah, I was want to talk about video that I saw Mitch Hooper put out. It was about getting strong versus getting big, and how they don't necessarily correlate, but they sort of do, but they don't.
Yeah, and I've always said that's one of my fitness myths that I always tell people is I don't know how you grew up listening to it, but I always got told growing up is a lot of reps to get cut and a heavy weight to build muscle.
Yeah.
When it's yes and no. The biggest part is no. I mean, if you're strong, most strong people like powerlifters aren't as big as bodybuilders.
Yeah.
It's if you do moderate weight, a lot of reps, you just build on muscle mass.
Yeah. But and the thing where it's weird, because like you can be big, like you can be jacked and really not be that strong compared to powerlifting strongman competitors. But the thing is though, like where the correlation is weird is the bigger the muscle is, the more potential it has for strength. So, I mean, at some point you've got to get bigger to get stronger.
Yep.
You can reach a certain level of strength without getting big. But then at some point you've got to hit some hypertrophy to
Jake is one of my examples. Me and him talk about it all the time. Is Jake lifts heavy.
Yeah.
And he's very strong. I'm not taking it away from him, but I think he's reaching that point, and me and him have talked about it a bunch of times, that he's going to have to put on weight if he's wanting to push more weight.
Yeah.
But he's in
I usually have that talk when Jake's in front of the mirror going, Caleb, does my butt look big? Be honest.
No, that's not the conversation we have.
When they're getting ready in the morning.
But
that their little sink that's got two little sinks, you know what I'm talking about? They got one of those. Anyways, go ahead.
His and her sinks.
Yeah. That's his and his.
Yeah. Colin, why'd you just assume it's his and hers?
Oh, I don't know.
It's they thems.
Do you think just because you got like some dope forearm veins over there that you just can assume things?
Oh, I do, don't I?
Your veins get them excited.
Man, if I wasn't such a fat guy,
Maybe you could get you a they them sink, Colin.
Yeah.
I think he's floated out there for you.
Yeah. Me, you, and Jake, we can all have our own sink.
We'll have a triple sink.
Yeah. His, and his.
Repurpose the urinal.
No, you have to have a urinal.
Speaking of, he said they them sinks. I was reading a thing and it said that resumes that have they them pronouns listed on the resume are like it was some crazy like 80% more likely not to get read. Yeah.
Wow, you'd think as a society we've moved past that.
Yeah, like hiring professionals are looking at it and they see that and they're like, that's a problem we don't want to deal with.
I was about to say, I know, like putting like all personal opinions aside, I wonder professionally why is that? And I would think something like that.
Yeah, because they feel because you automatically think we're going to have to like everybody in the office is going to have to cater to making sure they get their pronouns right and all that kind of stuff. And it's probably there like we just don't want to fool with that.
Yep.
We got to get some more people that align with me and Clint politically on this podcast. I can't be the only Kamala voter out here in these kind of
you and Clint
situations. Yeah,
yeah. Clint has been known to vote.
He
for
opened
blue.
my eyes, dude. I was a devout Trump voter, and he set me down. Let me tell you about Kamala, dog.
That's true.
Clint changed my life politically.
Clint did say that he's voted Republican every election until this one.
He said he just couldn't do it. He said "Orange man bad." Quote.
Orange man bad.
Anyways, to go back to an actual topic.
We're about to get an angry call from Clint.
An angry call from Clint and a they them somewhere.
Yeah.
But
plural they or singular they?
I don't know. That's why it's so confusing.
Yeah.
This is why I don't like when he calls in. His ADD can't handle it.
Yeah.
You
Anyways.
guys want to do some dusters?
No.
I think the word you're looking for is whippets, and no thanks.
You got a prescription?
Anyways.
With the whippet prescription.
But it was the lifts that Mitch had for each one of those. They were all similar, For size, he had Romanian deadlifts. For strength, he had deadlifts. Like
I wonder why the difference though between Romanian deadlifts. I mean, obviously I know what the difference is, but I mean,
well, you're getting more of a stretch. In the
yeah,
muscle,
I guess,
and that that adds to your time under tension. That the stretch
true.
part.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But like, every lift that he had a deadlift component which I was like, maybe Robert Oberst should watch this video.
Ironically enough, hold on.
Are you wearing your
deadlift? Good God. Maybe Dave was right about reading stuff not for the first time. Yeah. Anyways, deadlifting is not a crime, boys.
That's right. But he had a deadlift, a squat variation, and a press variation, and a row of some kind.
And this is for strength and size?
Yeah. So for strength, he had it was like pendlay rows or
I agree with that.
Bent over rows. Size the row was cable rows.
I agree with that.
Press, he went. Let's see. I can't remember which press variation he had, but both of them were like an overhead or one was a standing overhead strict press, one was an incline press, but they're all sort of an overhead press.
Yeah.
And they were all, and they had a squat variation. So, and he went between like high bar and low bar squat or whatever. I can only squat like mid bar. You know what I mean? Like I can't. Yeah. I don't have the shoulder. I don't have the shoulder flexibility to really low bar squat. But high bar squat, I'm not going to hold it up there on my neck.
No, I used to high bar squat and say I can't low bar, but it was like just something clicked, and so as soon as I found where to put it, it was just low bar, and I can't do high bar anymore.
Get it down on your traps and squat.
Yeah, but I do see the benefit of doing a high bar squat, but I would rather just do a safety squat bar at that point, because now you're not dealing with it being on your neck. You're still going to target quads.
Yep. Granted,
you're targeting quads on low bar squat, but not as.
Yeah, and he was talking about another was, when you're squatting for strength, you have a wider stance with your feet pointed out. When you're squatting for size, you're going to have a more narrow stance with your feet straight ahead.
Yeah, because if you're more wide, you're going to pull in more hips, so you're going to become more hip dominant rather than quad dominant. And if you're just lifting for size, all you're looking to get out of it is quads. Yeah. So, or quads and glutes. Yeah. So that checks out.
But and all of his rep ranges were pretty similar. It was like between like 3 to 8 reps was all that he had in any section. But I guess he had more sets of 8 than for the size stuff. But
I know whenever I studied to get be a certified coach, that was that was kind of the rep range that was given is 3 to 6 for strength and 6 to like 15 for hypertrophy. I was like, man, that's a huge range. Yeah. But I mean, it makes sense because you're just looking for like just muscle fatigue.
Yeah. And I saw a video. This guy was charting out the reps, and at 0 to 1 to 5, you're building strength. At anything past 5, you're still building strength, but each rep is less beneficial, and you start going to endurance. Yeah. And so by the time you hit about rep 8 or 9, you're not building strength anymore. You're just building endurance.
Yep.
Or size. Yeah. But which makes sense. So like if you're just doing push-ups, if you start doing push-ups and you can only do 20, and you keep doing push-ups till you can do 50, well, you've probably gotten a little stronger in between there, but at some point you're just going to get good at doing push-ups.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to get any stronger. You're just going to get good at doing push-ups.
It's the same that we've talked about with just bench pressing 225.
Yeah, right.
If you don't do any more than that, you're just going to get really good at bench pressing 225.
Yeah.
But I've also heard Dr. Mike Israetel use the metaphor. Golly, I can't think. But
oh my God.
Anyways, but
that was hard to watch.
You're telling me, dude. Anyways, but he talked about like think of your body as a skyscraper, and whenever you do like these heavy reps, and like it's like a tornado comes through, blows out all the windows of this building. but then you're going to do another set right behind it to do more reps, which is like you're going to blow the windows out again before they're repaired.
Right.
So you're just constantly doing muscle breakdown. And then eventually, whenever it does repair, unlike a building, it will be stronger.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I've the more of Mitch Hooper's videos that I've watched, the more I like his YouTube channel.
Oh, I agree.
You know, he's a really informative guy.
Yep. To be totally honest, when he started his YouTube channel, I watched it because, one, I'm a fan of Mitch Hooper.
Yeah.
But really, I thought he was starting a YouTube channel because it was just like, what every athlete that gains some fame does. They start their YouTube channel, and they're just kind of putting out information, a lot like what we do. Nothing useful, just things.
Yeah.
But the more, like you said, the more I watch it, I'm like, this dude's actually, I knew he's intelligent. We've talked about it infinitely at this point.
Yeah.
That the guy knows what he's doing. He's very intelligent. And now I like that he's got a YouTube channel because he can show how much knowledge he actually has other than just how to compete.
Right. Yeah. It's a complete opposite of like Eddie Hall on YouTube.
Yes.
Which, Eddie Hall's YouTube can be funny, but
I feel like his is just he's trying too hard to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Like none of it. Good God. One day Alan will come over here and not break something.
I don't know.
Yeah. But Eddie Hall, it's just like every time he does anything, it's just to be entertaining.
Yeah.
And which I don't have a problem with. It's just I wouldn't mind if it had some kind of content other than him making fun of other people. Like his number one thing I see him do all the time is like Stitch videos where like women working out doing weird stuff, and then he'll reenact it. And like that was funny. Like maybe the first time you did it.
Yeah. Not the 50th iteration of it.
Like I get it. Also, I'm not really a fan of making fun of people in the gym.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. It's kind of annoying. I'd rather just not give those people that are doing the wrong thing either, one, offer to help them, or two, leave them alone.
Yeah. What's that guy that wears like 8 belts?
Champion.
Tommy Wiseau. Oh, I was way off.
El Champion.
Yeah. Now him, I don't know. It's okay to make fun of.
Please watch the Larry Wheels video where he works out with him.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Oh my Lord! We talked about it on here, didn't we?
Yeah, you're saying that like Larry, I guess, didn't know who he was.
No,
didn't know his shtick.
And again, Larry Wheels is another influencer that I don't really like to watch. Yeah. I respect how much he lifts. I respect what he does, but I just find him kind of boring to watch.
Yeah.
But on that video, I was actually entertained because you could see the shock on his face, like, what's happening? Like watching El Champion go up for a deadlift, and I think he got up to 405. I don't remember. Either way, he stepped up to the bar. You see him like do like how people are holding onto the bar, but like straightening their legs out over and over again. He's doing that like 3 or 4 times. You see him kind of jerk the bar for a second. He just stands up, takes his belt off. He's like, not today. I was like, even Larry goes, that was you didn't what? It was wild. But I want to know if that dude actually trains like that, or is it a shtick?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't tell.
I know if it is.
He's doing a great job.
If it is just a shtick, he is committed 100% to it.
Yep, because that's like me and my wife were watching this show the other day, and it's a reality show, and we were talking about, is this fake? Like, and someone said, if you can't tell if this dude's faking or not, he's a great actor. I was like, so that's how I feel about El Champion. Like,
yeah.
If he's faking, he's doing a great job, and I can't tell if he is or not.
Yeah. So, anybody make any New Year's resolutions?
I told y'all mine already. Find 2 new
You didn't say for the podcast?
I said it on the podcast.
You were serious? Well, Dave,
Holland's doing a great job of saving his spot, but
Dave, it looks like we're in hot water.
Old Davy Rabbit over there.
I didn't think he was serious. I thought he had like real ones that he had.
No, I usually don't make any resolutions, actually.
Yeah, I haven't made any in a long time. You make any, Dave?
You know I'm fast to lose, boys.
Alan, did you make any?
No.
Man, none of us made any New Year's resolutions.
I don't think I ever have, honestly.
I I don't know. I'm sure I did some.
Caleb's made a few, but he keeps them on the closet where he hangs out.
Move that mouse.
Listen here, you wascally wabbit.
You move that mouse off the screen. Oh, there we go.
It's not a mouse, it's a rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I can remove it.
Annie Hooser, what's her? Well, Holland, did you want to ask Dave your phrase?
Oh, yeah. So we thought we'd come up a new segment where we pick a fitness term and then see if you just see what your guess is, whether you know it or what your best guess is. So this is a progressive overload.
I don't know. I guess that would at each set you're going up in weight, I would assume.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That is, yeah, you're right. So like we were talking about benching 225 constantly and only benching 225. You know, at some point you've got to bench, you've got to overload. You know, you've got to progressively load more to keep building strength. I guess you could keep building size.
Yeah, I mean
that way.
I want to know
to a point you'll blow it out eventually.
I want to know which one plateaus faster. Do you think strength plateaus faster or size plateaus faster? Because I mean, everybody gets your newbie gains or whatever. So I mean, like if you were to take like two people, similar in genetics, and one trains bodybuilding, one trains strength, they stay on track for the same kind of progressive overload in their respective fields. I wonder which one is going to plateau faster. I know there's a lot of factors into both. I kind of feel like there's a lot more factors as far as like nutrition and sleep in both, really, but I feel like size requires a lot more.
Yeah.
Strength also requires a lot, but I feel like just training for strength, like powerlifting, you kind of have a lot more leeway than you do bodybuilding. Yeah,
because, Eddie Hall, when he was training for the 1,000-pound, the deadlift world record, he was eating 30,000, 40,000 calories a day.
Yeah, he said he was waking up like 2 or 3 times at night to eat.
And it was like, and he was eating junk too.
Oh, yeah. He's drinking like full sugar Cokes, Debbie cakes.
Yeah,
like
eating ice cream, stuff like that. He was, calorie to calorie.
Did you see the video where he showed like what he was eating like in a day?
Oh, yeah.
Like while he was training for that? Just his breakfast alone, I was like, no way.
Yeah, that would have been enough for me.
Yeah, he showed for
the day.
He showed the full English breakfast, and I was like, I eat a lot. That was insane.
Yeah.
Just for the first meal of the day.
Yeah.
My favorite part though is then he goes, after he finishes eating, he goes, all right, now I'll go take my first nap. I was like, you just woke up.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much to being world class at either one of those that
and I agree. That's why I wouldn't necessarily say their goal is to get to world class. Let's just say amateur bodybuilder and amateur powerlifter.
Oh yeah, that would kind of be a fun thing.
Yeah,
for us to do. Like one of us pick bodybuilding, one of us stick with powerlifting.
Not a bad idea. Who's doing what? Rock, paper, scissors.
All right, so
on shoot.
Well, yeah, but if
loser does bodybuilding.
Oh, okay. That's how I was trying to figure out which way we're going to do. So rock paper, scissors, shoot.
Yep.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors. Oh my God.
Riveting. All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Ooh. Oh, I'm going to do bodybuilding. Okay.
All right, we'll discuss details later. We'll fill y'all in on what we're going to. That's our New Year's resolution.
Yeah. I'm going to be calling Jason.
Oh, that would be the first person I call. Yeah. Actually, I take that back. I can't afford Jason. Well, I'll call Sam.
Yeah. But, yeah. Good shout out for Jason Akers. If you're getting into bodybuilding and you're needing a coach.
And you need supplements, call Jason.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, I'm going to have to call Sam and be like, dude.
There's a podcast hosting job open at Utah University on Indeed right now.
You're looking.
He's looking for another podcast.
You've got
There's also one in Michigan.
You've got David looking for other podcasts.
Wait, people post podcasts on Indeed?
Yeah.
Hold on, better question. Are they paying?
Yeah.
Bro, we're about to join their podcast.
Yeah. I mean,
dude, don't be jocking my shit. I'm gonna tell them that's the podcast I got fired from. We got beef, dog.
We've been needing a beef.
Yeah.
Part-time air talent for a radio station in New York, $45 an hour.
What?
Part-time, weekends as needed.
But it's New York.
Not conflict with my schedule.
Can you work remotely?
I'll keep looking.
I'm just saying, I've got a setup. I can do this remotely.
Oh, yeah.
Look, dog, they're interested in me, according to Indeed. All right. Here's a president and CEO at Louisville, Kentucky Public Media for $180,000 to $220,000 a year.
What's the requirements on that?
Dude, just be cool, just chill.
That's probably exactly what the requirements say. Just be cool, be chill.
Be chill.
Wear your best flip
Don't make a big deal about it, dude. It tells you about them.
It's just $180K, dog. Chill
they
out.
Got some podcasts. It gives you the state of the opportunity, strategy and growth, financial oversight, fundraising. Whereas what do they want? Candidate profile.
Anyways, let's move on with actual content now.
Role.
Yeah.
Have an engaging style and demonstrate deep cultural awareness. Hello.
So, can I just claim to be on a bulk the entire time?
That's what I would do.
Or do I
clear and compelling storyteller?
Or am I going to have to do a cut?
I mean, honestly, I really think it would make more sense for us to swap and me do the bodybuilding just because you're already ahead of me in strength and I just so happen to be more lean. Yeah. So it would really make sense to do this the other way.
Well, I don't know, because that way we can see your strength gains versus my weight loss.
Trying to call Holland a punk? Yeah, dude.
True. It's not calling him a punk. It's just saying he's already ahead of me.
It's calling me fat. That's what it is. Mom, Caleb said I was fat.
Literally not what I said.
I don't know what he thinks of me then.
Find somebody that needs 2 podcast hosts.
Yeah. But yeah, David, if you had to do one or the other, become a power lifter or a bodybuilder, what would you choose?
Powerlifter, because I feel like I could eat much worse than I could the other way.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Just convenience of food. Like, I want to have the freedom to be like, oh, I'm hungry. I got a couple bucks. I'll just go to Sonic or something like that.
Yeah.
So as far as training or just in general, I mean, this falls more under both, but which aspect do you think you are worse at? As far as managing whatever kind of bit of training, not necessarily maybe nutrition or the gym portion, what part of it do you think you're the worst at?
I
know what mine is. Number one.
What's that?
Sleep.
Oh, yeah.
I always think of sleep as a waste of time. So therefore I don't sleep a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. My sleep's pretty decent. I try to get 8 hours.
I'm terrible at it.
Sometimes I don't manage to, but my nutrition, as far as macros go, I probably get all my macros in, but I get everything in.
Yeah, I would say nutrition
plus.
Yeah, it's nutrition. Plus. Is my nutrition good right now? No, but I've done it before. I know I can lock in nutrition pretty mediocre, but sleep, I just can't. I can never. Every time, my wife takes naps, and she'll always say, "You want to come take a nap?" No matter how tired I am, I will not take a nap. Yeah, because all I can think about is I could do so many things instead of sleep for 2 hours.
Yeah,
and that's what I do. That's why I only sleep 4 to 5 hours a night, even on work nights. Is just things I could be doing.
Yeah, I just stopped doing those things at 8:30.
I try. The amount of times I've tried.
I'm crawling into bed about 12:30, 1 o'clock.
See, that's
6:30.
Yeah, I wake up at between 3:30 and 4, and I'm usually in bed at 10:30ish, 11. That's daily.
Yeah, I get up at 4:15. Mm-hmm. I'm in bed by 8:30.
If I'm in bed by 8:30, I'm not asleep until 11.
And I don't even care if it's in the middle of the summer and it just got dark at 8. I'm in bed at 8:30.
Ain't no way.
I can't do it.
I cancel plans. I tell people, like.
I mean, I've had my like shutdown days where like I can't function and I have to sleep. I've had those days, but
Yeah.
very rarely.
Mine, I guess, is just consistently going to the gym.
I will agree with that, actually. I wasn't thinking about that until you just mentioned it, but yeah, because you go to the gym once a week.
Yeah.
And somehow always stay stronger than me, no matter how many times I go to the gym.
Some days I go twice.
Some days?
Some weeks I go twice. But then some weeks I don't go at all.
That's why I always crack up at Kyle at the gym. He's like, Holland, how do you train? Like, don't.
I'm like, don't listen to me, Kyle. Don't do what I do.
Like, listen, Holland's a freak. He will always be stronger than everybody. Don't ask him how he does it.
It's like, I should not be strong. Like, I mean, not that I'm like crazy strong, but like I should not be, as strong as I am.
Knowing how strong you are, it's really hard to agree with you, but I agree.
Yeah, I shouldn't be.
Like, especially whenever I first met you and I already knew, like, because at that point we'd been friends on Facebook for a while and we didn't hang out a lot.
Yeah.
So like, I only see your deadlifts or your whatever videos you're posting. I was like, dude's a freak, man. And then we start hanging out and you're like, at least whenever we started lifting together, you at least deadlifted on Sundays.
Yeah.
And then worked out on a Thursday sometimes.
Yeah.
And now it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday's the day.
Yeah.
Never know what time. Because there's days I'm at the gym on Thursday and I'm like, 6 o'clock. Holland should be getting here. No, Holland don't get there till 8.
Yeah. Well, it depends on if I, if I worked that Thursday or not.
True.
But yeah, yeah, I need to at least, make a more of an effort to get there more days a week. Especially if I'm gonna start bodybuilding now.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna have to rearrange my whole schedule.
All right, so Dave, if you're doing powerlifting, you're with me. So Alan, that leaves you.
Hey, me and Alan bodybuilding.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
There ain't no way.
Get some of them trunks.
I will say it's surprising. Now, I really thought Dave would say bodybuilding because Dave has always said he wants to train for aesthetics.
Yeah.
But if I had to do one like strictly for a goal, it'd be like bodybuilding would be the one that'd be easier. Not necessarily like just to fit into the schedule. You know what I mean? Or not bodybuilding. I meant powerlifting.
I know. I was like, I don't
yeah.
think you heard it.
Yeah.
All right. So David and Holland are bodybuilding. Me and Alan are powerlifting.
Man, I mean,
I'll get right on that. There's a piece of dust in my F7 key.
oh no.
I hate when that
I
happens.
know. It's the worst.
Better Control Alt Delete that dog.
I know. I've not met my deductible. I got to fix it myself.
Anyway, so another topic I thought we'd talk about. We just got through the holiday season. One thing that always comes up a lot is mental health. So, how do y'all usually handle? Maybe not around holiday seasons. I don't know how that goes for y'all, but how do you guys usually handle bad mental health days?
I don't know. I usually stay pretty, like, pretty upbeat.
I don't typically have bad days.
Like, people talk about seasonal depression and stuff. I've never really experienced that, but of course, I'm outside all the time anyway, so I'm still.
You're always getting your vitamin D. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, but really though.
Oh yeah,
like, mean,
that was both a joke and not a joke.
Yeah,
He's usually serving the vitamin D.
That helps keep the spirits up too.
Yeah. That's like Alan Roberts said to lose weight over Thanksgiving, or he said the way to not put weight on Thanksgiving Day. Skip breakfast, have sex instead.
Is that what he's?
Yeah.
But I was thinking about that. I've thought about this before, and I was, I look at like feelings, emotions, that sort of stuff. Yeah, if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, they're meaningless. If you're sad, if you're happy, if you're scared, if you're whatever, the machinations of the universe continue.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you feel about it. So get over it. Like if you work a production job, you've got 400 units or whatever that have to get out. It has to get out no matter how you feel or what you feel about it. It's still there. It still has to be done. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, on that aspect, work's never really bothered me for that reason, other than just irritate me.
Oh yeah,
but yeah, I agree with that.
And I think, but I think though, for interpersonal relationships, they're important.
Yeah.
Like it's important. Like it's important to care about other people's feelings, but at the same time, I think it helps to realize that yours are really kind of pointless. I mean, as far as like, the universe is going to expand, the sun's going to come up, the earth's going to spin, regardless.
So you think the earth's round?
Yes. So you've outed me. I'm a round earther.
Wow.
I'm a spherical earther.
You think you know somebody.
Yeah. But I don't know. That's what I don't know. I've always really, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm at Holland. Emotions are gay.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of useless.
No, I mean, I agree.
I mean, they're useless, but they're not. It's like, I mean, like, it's they are important in relationships, and I would be upset if loved ones didn't care about my feelings. But then I don't expect anybody else to care. You know what I mean? Like literally, I don't care. I don't expect anything else other than like a core group.
Yeah, your inner circle, and that's it.
And then
No, I agree with that. Yeah.
But
any thoughts, Dave?
I already said, dude. Get off my back.
a cool patch.
Oh yeah, I would. Not what I wanted, but. Yeah. I thought it was Velcro. It's not. Broke my heart. Ruined Christmas.
Speaking of Christmas, what's the coolest Christmas gift that you got?
3D printer.
I was like, I knew what your answer was going to be.
Yeah, I've been talking about it nonstop.
You've been making a lot of stuff.
Yep, sure have.
A lot of cool stuff.
I made Dave something that he was supposed to pick up today, but
Dave.
Dave's not here.
I guess I'll just take it. Oh.
What was the coolest thing you got, Holland?
I'm going to check this out, Dave.
It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
It just whitewashes out on the screen, but I already know what it looks like.
Oh.
It is pretty freaking sick.
How do I turn the light on?
It's just a push button.
How about now?
Nope.
Yeah, it's still just a white rectangle.
Can I shade it somehow?
Now it's a white rectangle that you're cradling.
All right, never mind.
What was the coolest thing you got for Christmas, Holland?
What did I get for Christmas?
I don't know, wasn't there?
I got a new pair of workout shoes. That's pretty cool.
What kind of workout shoes did you get?
Converse.
Oh yeah, I did know that.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I saw whenever we showed up to the gym.
Brand new shiny Converse.
We got to the
Taylor's.
gym. Got to the gym Saturday. Holland walks outside, and I go, "Uh-oh, somebody got new shoes."
Yeah. Oh, that's probably the coolest thing I got. I didn't get many things.
What about you, Dave? Coolest thing you got?
Either my Vans or my Blackstone that my wife got me. Pretty stoked on those. Pretty stoked on a new pair of Vans. I get a new pair every 3 or 4 years after I've blown out the others. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
These used to be black.
Everybody has seen your Vans. Everybody's also seen your toes sticking out of your
Dude,
Vans.
I wish they had like mile counters on them like cars do.
Yeah. What'd you get, Alan?
I got a few things. Candy, stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
Probably the best one's just Dad's still around for Christmas, so I mean that's
Yeah.
the big
Yep.
thing. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
hoping for another one. So
Speaking of Christmas, my family does a Christmas play
So cool.
every year,
So freaking cool.
and I had to be a pirate in this one.
What do you mean had to be?
Oh, because Mom's in charge of the play, and so Mom says, "Holland, you're going to be a pirate in the play."
Casting did not go well for Holland this year.
I did not get. I don't get to.
Who got the lead role? All I know is next year, if we're not the four wise men,
The four wise men.
well, there's four of us. Or maybe at least the four pirates.
Yeah,
I'd be a pirate. I'd be an awesome pirate, bro.
you know, my sister hasn't been in the play in like 10 years.
Like on purpose, or your mom just doesn't put her in it.
Oh no, on purpose. She'd rather watch everybody else make fools of themselves instead of be in it.
That's literally never any fun. I'd much rather make a fool of myself.
But yeah, no, it was pretty fun though.
Next time I see Linda, all right, I'm gonna start practicing now my monologue so I can audition for the play.
Yeah, we're always short parts. Like the day, so our plays years ago, like when I was a kid, and there was a bunch of us that were all within a couple of years of each other. We had these play. There might be 15 of us in the play, and we would meet and practice 3, 4, 5 times beforehand. Now we just show up and we're like, here's your part. It's highlighted in yellow. We're starting in 5 minutes.
Nice.
But I mean, thespians like yourself with all these hours under your belt, you know,
Oh.
live performance like that ain't nothing.
Oh
You
yeah.
can't just call him that. Get us canceled, dog. Not. Yeah, that sounds about like whenever I played Goliath at church.
Yeah.
I showed up for practice, and they go, "You know your line?" I was like, "I've literally not been told anything other than I have a line, and it's short."
What was your line?
Dude, it was wild. I remember it was the first time I ever went to a church play and saw someone use the N-word.
Let's be honest, that was not the first time.
It's the first time anybody playing Goliath said
No,
it.
that's
Yeah.
probably true. No, it was. I don't even remember. I'm Goliath.
You
Greatest
N-word.
I'm Goliath, greatest warrior in the world. Who will challenge me or something like that?
Oh, okay.
And so we're walking up there, and they're going to show me where I'm standing. They're like, "All right, you know your line?" No. Then they handed me a piece of paper. I'm reading it, and they go, "All right, we need that back." I was like, "Okay." So I handed it back to them. They go, "You know it?" I was like, not a word of it. I read it twice. We're walking through the woods on our way. We're walking uphill in the woods, and I'm trying to read this piece of paper without tripping over tree branches. Then they hand me a microphone and say, "All right, you're going to be right here." I was like, "Cool."
Cool.
But then, luckily, though, they said, "You don't have to say it word for word. You just got to be around those words." I was like, "Thank God." Because, buddy,
All I know for sure is I am Goliath.
my favorite part is like, so
Hate in his heart.
they had me up on a hill, and I'm yelling at, like, you've got like groups of kids coming through this trail, and every time they get to a certain point, I step out, say my line. There's a guy playing drums, it's like on my war drum as I'm walking out. That's pretty cool. My favorite part is all these kids that think they're fearless.
Yeah.
And so like the last bit of it was who will challenge me. And there's always kids on there, "I will." Like everyone, but my favorite was there was this group of people, and there's this one little kid. I mean, I don't know how old he was, but he was like this tall. And he was dressed as a construction worker, so he's got his little vest on and a hard hat. And he's standing in the back looking up at me. And I said, "Who will challenge me?" And that kid goes, no emotion. Just looks around, puts his little hand up.
He's like, yeah, all right. You know, it's funny. That kid is probably an assassin.
Oh, yeah, that was my thought. My first thought was, that's the kid I'm afraid of.
Yeah. He's probably like,
I don't want to, But some like
he's like, I don't want to mess up my costume, but
Looks like I'm the only choice.
yeah,
I don't want anyone else to die here.
since nobody else is jumping at it, I guess I'll take care of this guy.
Now you see why I didn't want this group.
Yeah. Anybody hit you with any rocks?
No, actually, when they asked me to do it, the first thing I said was, "Are they allowed to have slings?" They said, "No, you're good." And I was like, "Thank God." And then we get there, and so they walked us all through the whole trail so we could see the whole thing before we go to our stops. We get to the end, and they've got slingshots, but it's not all the kids. It's just a few of the other actors that are supposed to be playing David.
Yeah.
And they pulled it out and started shooting it, and I was like, "Hold up!
Wait a second.
I was told."
This was not in the
Yeah.
contract.
And I was like, I get that those are slingshots, and I asked about slings, but I feel like it's the same concept. Granted, though, I was watching them shoot them, and they're missing everything but the tree they're supposed to hit, and I was like, never mind, I'm good.
Oh man.
Luckily, I
Yeah,
didn't
you
get
just
shot.
hide behind one of those trees.
Yeah. Luckily, though, that was the other side, and they were not actually shooting at me. They're supposed to pretend that tree was Goliath,
Yeah.
not me. Thank the Lord.
I was in a haunted house one time. Being a part of a haunted house.
I was like, we know you like going to haunted things.
I had on a big pair of coveralls and like straw stuffed out of the arms and legs of it, and I was hanging from a harness
Noose. Oh,
well, it looked like the way it looked like it was a big stuffed dummy hanging from a noose.
how long were you hanging from that harness?
Oh, well, just they would let people in. There was like a little foyer area. I'm hanging there. I scare somebody. They let them through the next area. Then I stand on a stool until they let them
Okay,
through.
I was about to say, like, how fast did your feet go numb?
Yeah, no. But talk about scaring some kids. I was in like there was these 3 boys that walked in, and they were maybe, I don't know, between 10 and 12 years old, somewhere around there. And they walked over and they started like poking at me. They were spinning me around, and I was just I was just letting them do it.
Yeah.
And then when I got spun back around facing them, I was like, "Brah!" They were knocking on the door trying to get out.
I can hear their screams. Like, they're kids that are like prepubescent kids, like screaming, like super.
It was awesome. My dad, I got him too. So he went in it, and he wasn't paying any attention at all to me hanging there, and he was standing there right in front of me, his back was towards me. I kicked him in the butt.
When he turned around and go, who did that?
Yeah, he just said harder.
Turned around and punched me in the gut. No. Oh yeah, but yeah, no, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, I don't do haunted houses.
Yeah,
Don't do them.
like the attraction haunted houses or houses that are supposed to be like really haunted.
Well, neither,
Oh,
but mainly, yeah, the ones that are the attractions.
yeah.
But I would say also more mainly the ones that are actually haunted.
You don't like the attractions haunted houses?
No.
Really?
I don't like jump scares. Like even if I were to watch like a scary movie, jump scares are not my thing.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, especially now as an adult, you expect the jump scares,
Yeah.
and so they're not really scary anymore. Like you're walking in, and you're like, that dude's going to jump out this corner. Oh, and he jumped out.
I will say like the last jump scare that got me hardcore was on the movie Annabelle. Like I did not like that movie anyways. Like just as a general, I didn't think it was a good movie.
Yeah.
But the part where like the little girl's standing in the doorway and then the door shuts, like as soon as it hits the latch, like that grown woman bursts through the door. Oh, dude. Like it had been a minute since a jump scare got me, and I was like, "Oh God!" Like I was not prepared for
It was
that.
in Keela's lap.
Oh, dude, immediately. It was like Shaggy jumping in Scooby's arms. Like,
Oh,
I go just to watch everybody else's reactions.
yeah.
Especially taking a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Now that's fun. Yeah. Because seeing them get, yeah.
still no.
But,
And participating and scaring them as well. So.
yeah.
Now, I would participate. That sounds fun.
Oh, yeah.
But no. I want to be the scarer, not the scaree.
I don't like the ones that do the gross stuff.
Oh, I agree with that too.
You know, like, what is that? Is it Dead Man's Farm or whatever? If you go through the whole thing,
Oh, yeah.
you
The
know,
ones who got the Fear Factor challenge at the end.
yeah, where you
Bull
got to,
testicles and all that.
yeah. That's not scary. That's just gross. You know,
Yeah.
like ugh.
Ew.
But yeah,
But, you know, I agree. I'm not a fan of that either. But I just don't like them in general.
yeah. I like going if it's a group.
Still not a fan. I don't run fast.
Podcast
I
trip.
don't run from anything. I don't, you know, you don't have to run.
Well, you wouldn't know I'm running.
Have you seen that video of this guy? He's like flagging traffic, and you see him, he like throws his paddle down, and he's running, and he looks
Slow motion.
it looks like the guy's walking
yeah.
walking in space, you know. He's moving so slow.
Yeah.
And then there's this semi truck sliding down past. It's like, I'd hate to think if I was running for my life and that was the top
Yep.
speed that I could
Dude,
go.
there's a guy at work. I love him to death, but like watching him get in a hurry is my favorite thing because he doesn't move fast at all. But then whenever he starts trying to move fast, it's just like he's doing the motions like he should be moving fast. But the speed that he's actually moving has not changed. So it's like his normal walk is just kind of, you know, normal hand swing. But like whenever he gets him moving, like elbows are up and he's just, but he's moving no faster. It's the wildest thing. And I love watching. I just watch him run or walk or whatever. It's awesome. But yeah, it's a lot like that. I don't run. It's kind of like Kevin said. I vowed not to run, and I don't think my body will let me run.
Yeah. I don't know. If somebody's shooting up an airport that I'm in, I may run out of it, but
I would like to think I would.
he just walked out.
I could also see me doing that.
I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I made the. I mean, I'd have to really have like sworn like a blood oath or something to not run, to take it that seriously, you know.
I mean, I would love to think that I'm just going to hightail it out of there, but part of me also says, I don't think you would. I think you'd be scared out of your mind, but I don't know that I would run.
Yeah,
Not because I'm that cool.
I'd run towards them.
I wouldn't do that either. I would definitely make my way out the door, but I don't know what speed it would happen.
At the speed of eventually.
Yeah. At the speed of I'm not running. Or whatever speed that is.
Yeah. You know, I wish that David could go a day and actually look like that with the rabbit ear and the nose.
Honestly, at this point, I can't remember what he looks like without it.
Yeah.
All right. I've always wondered if Dave could get more checked out.
Yeah. So Dave, do you like haunted houses?
Not really.
Yeah.
Jump scares annoy me a little bit. Like they just agitate me.
Yep.
You know, I don't know. You know, like I'm not that into. You know, you're talking about jump scares in movies. Most like horror movies, scary movies. I'm not that huge of a horror fan. Like the last one that I watched that I thought, man, this was a good movie was Scream.
I hardly think those are even scary movies. Like, yeah, I watched the newest Scream, and All I thought the whole time was, this is stupid.
I don't know. What was that, like 5 or something now?
Yeah, it was. I think it was
A million.
I've only seen the first 2.
I watched it and I was like, it's a lot like was it the Evil Dead Rises? Is that the newest one? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't really like watching those movies either, but I went and watched that one, and all I thought the whole time was, because I'd seen the trailers and the trailers looked, anything that's like demon possession, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to be around it. I'm all right. And so seeing the trailers for that movie, I was like, I don't know. Well, that part lasted about a minute, and then it was just like gore. Like it was just blood everywhere, and I was like, this is just stupid. Yeah. I don't know that
most of those come off as like cheesy.
Yeah, I don't know that I've watched a scary movie and thought, like, in a while. I don't know. I think I've watched one and thought, this is actually a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a good movie.
Yeah.
Tell me a good story.
Because I thought, whenever I watched the Insidious series, I think I watched the first 2, and when they started out, I was like, okay. And then by the end of it, I was like, this is real dumb.
Yeah. Well, it's like The Walking Dead. The first couple seasons of The Walking Dead. Now, it's not necessarily a horror. Well, I guess it is. It's zombies or whatever. But, like the first couple seasons were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But then it just ended up being like, okay, we're going to set up a place. Oh, we're overrun by zombies.
Yeah, that's why I quit watching. Like season 4-ish.
We're going to set up.
The pattern got old.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to set up a place here. Oh, we're overrun by zombies. I mean, it just.
And all that was happening, like as far as character progression, was that something big would happen on the season finale. They'd spend the whole next season talking about what happened at the end of the last season until the next big thing happened, and then it would be a break again.
Yeah.
I never really got it. Like the whole zombie shtick, I just don't like anyways. I think it's boring and overdone.
Yeah.
So I never even watched Walking Dead. I think I tried.
I'll tell you, it's way drug out for TV. I've got like the first 5 or 6 books, or like the comic books are like hundreds of them, but I've got the hardback versions. It's got like 5 or 6 of them per book. So I've only got the first little chunk of the series, but I know from the first little bit of the show I watched and the first little bit of the books I read, there's several character, or they stretched out after condensing. So the first couple seasons, there's a lot of characters that are in the show that are like a conglomerate of 3 or 4 characters in the books, and the books kind of go through like the prison and stuff like that all real quick, where that's all like multiple seasons of the show.
Yeah.
So I think it got more popular than they expected, and they had to they were stuck with these characters, and they kind of put themselves in a corner, and they're dragging out these crappy characters that they'd ruined, and just stretched out meaningless parts of the freaking books.
See, and I already don't like the premise of the show, and then I really hate shows that do that just drag on.
The books are boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
Because they're comic books. They're really good.
Like The Flash. I watched it for a long time, and then whenever it got like that, I feel like it's just dragging on. Everything is stupid. I was like, I stopped watching it for the same reason. So now you put that same idea into a show that I already don't like, the whole premise of zombies.
Yeah.
This is not my show.
I don't know. I liked the aspect of you've got an apocalyptic scenario.
I do like that.
How do you go about surviving it?
Yep.
Zombies were a little overkill, but whatever.
And that's like, if it was just like an apocalypse, like survival thing, I'd probably watch that.
Yeah.
But the zombies, I think it's dumb.
Yeah.
Like Book of Eli, fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Fantastic
really
movie.
Good movie.
But I almost didn't even like I Am Legend, just for they weren't quite zombies, but they were kind of zombies.
Yeah.
But so
one I thought was really good, but it's not aging well.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it in a while.
As time goes on, the more it comes off as like not as blowing my mind as suspenseful as it was the first time I watched it.
And
I remember being way into it.
I'm to the point now where like I just really don't care anything about Will Smith.
Yeah, like it's not. I loved it when it came out, like enough so that I thought it would still be kind of a big deal. But now I'm just kind of like, I don't care if I ever watch it again. Like,
Bad Boys, right? Bad Boys was such a good movie.
Great.
I'll watch that 100 more times.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But like now, it's hard for me to see Will Smith being the cool guy.
Yeah,
like it's just like I'm so like he's tarnished now for me.
For me, he's been like that for a long time.
Yeah.
Like I would say since Bad Boys, I've not seen him. Like I was excited when he did Hancock because I thought that would be a cool role for him.
Yes, you were. You just like the name.
I thought it was just kind of, meh.
Yeah.
But then he did that. What was that one movie he did with his son? I don't remember, but I know it was dumb.
Yeah.
And hated every second of it. But
You talking about where they all lived with the guy that was banging his mom?
no, that was their documentary.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get them confused.
Yeah.
I get them confused.
But remember the movie The Exorcism of Emily Rose?
I remember it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah. I was at home. I get a phone call. It's like 2:00 in the morning.
It was Emily.
It was no. It was my other friend David. And
whoa.
Cannot have two Davids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to digest this. I'm leaving.
Yeah. But it was David, the other David. And
It's only acceptable if it's Attenborough.
yeah. So I see it and I'm like, man, I wonder what's going on. It's pretty late. So I answered the phone. I'm like, hey dude, what's up? He's like, oh, nothing. You awake? I was like, yeah.
I feel like that question's answered.
Now, and he was just kind of like just shooting the crap for a little bit, just blah 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, yeah. And I'm waiting for him to get to some sort of point, And he's like, hey man, have you ever seen Exorcism of Emily Rose? I was like, no, I haven't. He's like, yeah, man, I watched it tonight. And I was like, oh yeah. He kept him up. And
okay, yeah.
And so he was like, yeah, he's like, he's like, I'll tell you what. He's like, I'll be over there in a little bit. I'll bring it.
Bring it.
He came over, brought the movie, had it with him, and
he figured if Holland watched, he'd stay up with it.
Yeah, so he came over, and by the time he gets to the house, it's like 3:00 in the morning. He comes over, lays down on the couch, and goes to sleep. And I was like, I guess I'll watch the movie. But he was afraid to stay in his apartment by himself.
Yeah. Dude, I can't remember if I've talked about it on podcast or not, if it was a long time ago, but my dad took me and my brother, I think we were 7 and 8. Our thing was we'd go to the Dollar movie theater. It used to be over here in Knoxville. Mm-hmm. And he'd take us there every weekend or every other weekend that we were with Dad. So he took me and my brother, and he would just go to whatever movie was playing. Yeah. We never had a choice.
Right.
Like Dad just kind of looked up, hey, give me whatever's now.
Yeah, whatever's starting. Yeah.
So we walked in, and it just so happened, why no one stopped him, I don't understand this. But he took us in to see Darkness Falls. Did you ever see that?
I haven't seen it, but I know the
premise of the show. The Tooth Fairy kills people if they see her.
Yeah.
Like, and not just kills them if they see her. Like, you're following a guy that saw her, and then like his mom came in and turned the light on, and she can't be in the light. So now she's hunting the guy for the rest of his life, and so he's just constant. I'm like, me and my brother are watching this, and all I remember doing is slowly pulling my legs up in the chair, like, dude. Me and my brother had to every time one of us would go to the bathroom, the other's waiting outside the door. And we're like, the light's still on out there? Okay, just checking. So to this day, I make fun of my dad. I'm like, who does that? Who takes their 7 and 8-year-old, not just to a scary movie or a rated R movie, to one about the Tooth Fairy that kills you?
So my sister's youngest, I think it was my sister's youngest boy. He had some kind of he was a little worried about the Tooth Fairy. Like, she kind of freaked him out, the idea of the Tooth Fairy.
Rightfully so.
And I came across this show where the Tooth Fairy, kids would leave like a quarter or whatever under their pillow, but the Tooth Fairy would come and take all of their teeth.
What?
Yeah. And so I was trying to get him to watch that. I was like, yeah, let's watch this. And my sister caught it, and she was like, no way. And of course Creed was like, what is it? I want to watch it. And I'm like, yeah, you do, buddy.
See, now I would argue that that's an uncle thing to do. Your own father shouldn't do that.
But he never watched it. And
I never scared my kids.
And I don't think he's afraid of the tooth fairy anymore. Oh, my cousin Rawson and I, we went camping one day, and we brought his two boys, and they were probably 7 and 9 or so somewhere right around there. And where we were camping, there was just like it was a walk bridge, but it was like a covered bridge, you know. And I just I don't know, just thought, I was like, hey, this is kind of like the bridge in Sleepy Hollow that you had to cross before the Headless Horseman, you know? And as soon as I said Sleepy Hollow, they both freaked out. I mean, apoplectic, just, and Ralston was like, whoa.
Apoplectic?
Yeah. And
yeah, I know what that word means.
So and he was like, dude, he goes, it's my fault. I was like, what? He goes, they asked me, it was around Halloween. It was sometime around there, but they asked me if they could watch Sleepy Hollow. And he was like, I told him, sure, go ahead. You know, he's thinking of the animated cartoon Sleepy Hollow, The Legend of Ichabod Crane.
Yeah.
No, they watched the rated R Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp and Christopher Walken with the pointy teeth. And that's the one they watched.
I'm kind of surprised they've not made a new version of that.
That was a good one.
But man,
that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised they haven't redone it.
Man, it freaked them kids out.
You know, so normally during Christmas, we watch a lot of like the old like claymation Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Dave saying that some things don't hold up, some of those don't hold up. All right, like Rudolph, great movie.
Yeah.
Can't beat it. However, the one that talks about I've already forgot the name of it, but it's the origin story of Santa Claus. Mm-hmm. And he goes to this town, and he's calling himself, I think he's calling himself Nicholas still at that point. Either way. And so he's talking to this school teacher and these kids, like he just shows up, brings them all toys. I said, if you're nice, I'll give you a toy. Okay, it's fine. Then he's talking to the teacher later on in the movie and tells her, remember, I know if they're sleeping and I know if they're awake. So tell them to be good or not and leave their doors unlocked tonight. I was like, time out.
I remember, and the mayor or the whatever of that town didn't approve of toys.
Yeah. He banned toys.
Yeah, and had them lock their doors. That's why he had to start going. First, then he went through the windows, didn't he? And then down the chimney. I was like,
and the whole time I'm watching this, and like he's talking to this teacher whose job is to take care of these children, and I'm like, no one thought this was weird.
Maybe this guy shouldn't be sneaking into their houses at night.
Instead, she kisses the dude on the cheek. I was like, you don't know this man. Like you just lucked out that he's a good dude.
Yeah.
But homie just told you that he knows when they're asleep and he knows when they're awake, and then said to tell them to leave their doors unlocked.
Yeah.
No talking.
You don't want to know how he checks.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, and no one even asked, how do you know that?
Speaking of having to leave your doors unlocked, when I was in college, Coach Wilkes wouldn't fly.
Booth?
No. I had a football coach. He was on the Marshall team that had the plane crash. And
no kidding.
Yeah. But he was a he was like third or fourth string or something, so he didn't travel with the team, so he wasn't on the plane. Good but he Lord. Was there, whatever. So he would not fly. So the team we could only take buses. And you are limited to how far you can travel or how many hours you can travel or whatever. And so the away games that we played some of them were pretty sketchy. And of course the coach was cheap also. So like we stayed in these like rat hole motels or stuff, but they get there, they're all in a motel. And they're like, keep your doors unlocked for bed check. You know, they coaches go through and they make sure at 11 o'clock you're in bed.
Mm-hmm.
And this kid was like, Coach, I'm from here. Nobody should leave their door unlocked. Coach was like, oh, we'll just call your room at 11. But yeah, so that was.
Whenever I was in ROTC in high school, so whenever we would go to trips like that, our instructor would come through and put tape over the door.
Oh, yeah.
And then he would come through and check it in the morning to make sure no one came out of the room.
Yeah.
I still don't know if he actually put tape. We all kind of conspired and were trying to watch through the peepholes to see if he was actually.
Yeah.
But couldn't tell. No one left the room either.
Yeah. I would have had to have tried it.
I know, that was what I kept thinking. I was like, I kind of want to know, but at the same time, he said like we'll get suspended if we get caught, and I was like, there is a chance, and I'm terrified of my mom. So, like, I don't so much care about what the school is going to do, but my mom will absolutely kill me.
Yeah.
Especially if I get suspended for just checking if there's tape on the door.
Yeah. I feel like we could have talked Dave into it.
I don't think we would have had to.
Yeah. Like, hey, Dave, do you think there's really tape? I don't know.
All you do is just grab the handle and like pretend like you're sneezing. Shoo! It's an accident. Like, check the cameras, dog. I was sneezing.
Dave would have watched him walk by and then went and ripped the door up. Like, sorry, I just had to
But,
check.
oh, one more thing, dude. Hey, oh my bad. That's on me. Go ahead, put it back on.
That's my bad,
We're
dog.
good.
That's my bad.
Yeah, I was gonna get some ice, but no, you're good. Go ahead. That's on me.
All right, well, I think we're coming to time to wind down. Anybody got anything else to add?
Well, ads. We could do some ads.
Oh, you know what? You're right. Let's do those real quick.
It's good podcasting, Holland.
Thank you, David.
Oh, here you go. This is your ad.
Oh.
I don't know why I was about to. Sorry. Didn't mean to.
Just taking my Zone smelling salts. Yeah, so Zone smelling salts. If you have used smelling salts before, this is an upgrade.
Yeah.
If you've never used smelling salts,
Quit being a square.
I suggest you do it. Yeah, quit being a square. Use smelling salts. Be a man. And and use them. I mean, seriously. Let's just quit, patty caking around here. Be a man up.
Not the phrase I was thinking, but I like it better.
Man up, get some smelling salts, and get it from Zone. This is the Bear Down Steel Iron version. They have different levels of intensity. This one is up there, but it's pretty old.
That's what it says on there, up there.
Yeah, it's pretty up there on the scale. Well, it doesn't say on the bottle where
The
it is.
scale's got an arrow to it, like on the
Up
the
there.
hot sauce stores.
Yeah.
And it says up there.
It says up there, and then it says try at your own risk, and then below it
There's
is
one that's up there. The next one up says above the one that thinks it's pretty high. They're on the real vague.
But one good thing about Zone salts is they last a long time. They're dry activated. Most of I think all theirs are dry activated.
I think so.
And I think those last longer. Anyways, but also their containers, they those are over a year old. They seal really well, and they're still pretty potent.
Yeah, I can smell it from here.
You got that, Dave? But so Zone smelling salts, use code TIPP and get a discount. So man up and get a discount.
That woke him up. All right. NutraFit. You know the story already. If you need anything, go get your supplements there. Protein, pre-workout, Regenesis. We've talked about this probably 17,000 times.
Yeah.
I've not found a bad product there, so go check it out. Use code CalebCDay at checkout to get a discount on an already great supplement, and you'll help us out. So if you just want to help us out, you could also do that. Or you can also go check out our Etsy shop. Go to Etsy, type in Iron Palace Podcast. It'll pop you right up. Here's a hoodie.
Oh, you have no idea.
Anyways. So check that out. It also goes straight to us. What else we got?
Hossware.
That's it.
Yeah, Hossware. So if you don't get a hoodie from us, get one from Hossware. They cater to strength athletes, kind of strongman, Highland Games, that sort of thing. Powerlifting. They've got all kinds of shirts, hoodies, hats, shorts. Hossware.com. Use code TIPP with them also.
Yeah.
But get some stuff from us first.
Yeah, our stuff.
That is a sweet hoodie.
I'm going to say our stuff's better. You do what you want with that. Don't question me.
Don't question
Our
Goliath.
stuff's more readily available.
Yeah.
It is readily available.
So when you go to Hossware and can't get what you want, instead of waiting, just go ahead and get a shirt for the Iron Palace.
Yeah. There you
I don't like the way Dave said that. If you go to Hossware and it reminds you and you think, oh, these are cool, but I'm just looking for something with a little more anabolic, you know?
Availability. Oh,
Something that's going to add a little more to my bench press.
Yeah. Something that's a little more emotionally present, you know?
Buy a hoodie from us. It'll increase your bench press by 3%.
Amen.
Guaranteed.
Yep. And each item is made with love from yours truly.
That made me think of SpongeBob with his grandma. He's like, a sweater with love in the stitches.
Like the one where he's making.
Sideburns. I've been growing these babies for years.
I like where he's making all of them for Squidward. He's like, here you go, Squidward. This one's made with my tears. All right. So, anything else to add before we close out the show, boys?
That's all I got.
Alan,
Not good.
Dave.
I guess that's it for Dave.
So, one quick thing to touch back on the seasonal depression would be don't sit around and dwell in it. If it happens to you, it's great. Find something to get out of it. Don't just sit at home. The gym is always great. So don't let it sneak up and bite you in the hind end and steal your gains. So for today,
What is
it
your
is.
end of being bitten on the hind end?
I do
What
what
if
is
that's just what you need.
I do what is mine to do. The rest does not disturb me. Marcus Aurelius.
Nice.
Did he bite Honey?